Lee Barron.
Madam Deputy Speaker. I first want to refer members to my declaration of interests, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. Due to the virtue of my last name, I am the only legitimate union baron in this place, and I'm absolutely proud of it. It's an honour to speak again on this bill, and I want to commend this government for bringing it forward. We made a commitment to working people before the election, and we're following that through. I want to start off by welcoming the government's amendments on agency workers. In my constituency of Corby and East Northamptonshire, we have more employment agencies than any other town in Northamptonshire, and now seeing that those who work agency jobs will receive fair treatment in terms of pay, working hours and job security is to be welcomed as we aim to create a better local economy for the people of Corby and East Northants. Yeah, sure.
I thank my honourable friend for giving way to a powerful speech. And me and the member for Corby and East Northamptonshire are neighbours. And as he will know, there's been a lot of growth in Northamptonshire and increased distribution in the area. And therefore, this amendment will make a massive difference to both of our constituents.
It will indeed. And I thank the honourable member for Kettering for making the point so well with me. In terms of sick pay, this has been a huge move as far as the government is concerned in relation to bringing 1.3 million people to get sick pay for the first time, and we need to welcome that. We might need to have a look at some point in the future if there has been a drag downwards in terms of some of the people around the lower earnings limit, but I certainly think that we should welcome it as a step in the right direction. But it's not just about legislation. We've got to change the jobs market and the perception on work that some people have in modern Britain. There are still some who don't recognise the value that working people bring. I had a meeting last week with a parcel delivery company called Avery. They operate in all of our constituencies. They described the employer-employee relationship as master-servant. I want to turn around and say that that kind of view of working people is absolutely dated. They said that if they changed the status of their workers, then they would want, their words not mine, their pound of flesh. Whilst we've got people who treat working people in such a way and describe them in such a way, then we have to bring in legislation to make sure that they can't treat people like that. Working people aren't servants, and they should be treated with the dignity and the respect that they deserve. It's a fundamentally wrong, crass and outdated way to view employment in modern Britain, and as long as there are still those who think like that, then we need to make sure that we change things for the better, and this bill goes a long way to doing that. But the question I often ask myself is, why is it that those who want economic growth think that the way in which we make economic growth is through insecure work, minimum wage rates, 0 hours contracts, where you don't know from one week to the next how you're going to support and what you'll earn to support your family. Work should be the route out of poverty, not a lifetime trapped in it. And this bill is a step in the right direction to make sure that that's what it becomes once again. I chair the all-party parliamentary group on modernising employment. At the last session we had, we heard from Zelda Perkins from Can't Buy My Silence in relation to non-disclosure agreements. Her testament makes it absolutely clear that we need more done in this space. And if there is room through this bill to do that, then I would urge the government to take those amendments on that were described earlier on. The APPG that I chair looks to the future of work and what good employment looks like. At the end of the month, the APPG is going to look at good work, the New Deal and this bill. We'll look at the full effects that this bill brings to see how we take forward the benefits and transfer them into the modern world of work. In the 21st century, modern employment should look like security of work, well paid with progression opportunities to keep families out of poverty. This bill goes some way to do that. In conclusion, I urge all members to support this bill. It bans exploitative 0 hours contracts, and I will make the point that somehow saying that what we're trying to do is going to stop flexible working is for the birds. That's not the case. We had flexible working long before we had 0 hours contracts. We survived then, we can survive now, and we'll survive into the future. If you live and work, no. If you live and work in Spain, or if you live and work, no, or if you live and work in the Republic of Ireland, or if you live and work in the Republic of Ireland, they're banned. You can't use them. Now, don't tell me them countries haven't got flexibility. They have. We'll survive in the future like we survived in the past without exploiting working people, because you don't grow your economy by exploiting working people, and this bill goes some way to stop that. So it bans exploitative 0 hours contracts. It increases protection from sexual harassment. It introduces equality menopause action plans. It strengthens rights for pregnant workers. It makes flexible working the default. It strengthens bereavement leave. It improves pay and conditions through fair pay agreements. It provides day one protections from unfair dismissal, and it establishes the Fair Work Agency to make sure all employers are playing by the same rules. And it will deliver the jobs for the future, which will benefit working people in Corby and East Northants, and I'm proud to support it. Yeah.